Sankey was the song leader for D.L. Moody during his campaign of evangelism here in the United States. And Ira Sankey wrote a book entitled My Life and the Story of the Gospel Hymns. And it's from that collection that there are a lot of notes known and a lot of history known behind the hymns that we sing. Unfortunately, when he got sick, the place in which he was staying in Michigan caught on fire and took away his only manuscript that he had written and a lot of his notes that he had collected. But later on, he was already blind by that time, so later on he actually dictated from memory a lot of his notes about the hymns that we have. And this hymn is one of those hymns that he had written about in this manuscript and in this book. And he writes, "While I was attending the World's Fair in Chicago, Henry Varley, a lay preacher from London, said to Major Daniel Whittle, 'I do not like the hymn, I need thee every hour very well, because I need him every moment of the day.'" Soon after, Major Whittle wrote this sweet hymn that has the chorus, "Moment by moment I'm kept in his love. Moment by moment I've life from above. Looking to Jesus till glory doth shine, moment by moment, O Lord, I am thine." Major Whittle, he actually fought in the Civil War along with General Sherman, and in General Sherman's March to the Sea, he was there with him during that campaign. Matter of fact, one of the other songs that Major Daniel Whittle wrote is called Hold the Fort. That he did, and that is actually taken from that campaign. Depending on where you are in the United States, some people really like that song and some people not so much because of the history behind that hymn. But Major Whittle, he wrote this hymn, he brought this the hymn in a manuscript and a little later saying that he would give the copyright of both the words and the music if Ira Sankey would print it for him, 500 copies on fine paper for distribution among his friends. And it was his daughter who wrote the music. So you look up on this page, whenever you see a hymn, the name on the left-hand side at the top is the author of the words. The name on the right-hand side at the top is the composer of the music. But you see the name there, May W. Moody. Well, that was Major Whittle's daughter who married Will R. Moody and composed the music. So there was a relation there between the Whittles and the Moodys and Ira Sankey and a lot of other musicians that wrote several hymns. There's a story here in England. The hymn became very popular, falling into the hands of the well-known Reverend Andrew Murray of South Africa, who was then visiting London, and he adopted it as his favorite hymn. A year later, Mr. Murray visited Northfield, and while holding a meeting for men in the church, he remarked, "If Mr. Sankey only knew a hymn which I found in London and would sing it, he would find that it embraces my entire creed." And he was talking about Moment by Moment. Mr. Sankey said, "I was very anxious to know what hymn it was, and when he had recited it, I said to him, 'Doctor, that hymn was written 500 yards from where we are standing,' saying that he actually already knew the song, and the Lord has used this song to bless all around the world. And the words of that third verse here that I find very touching and that we skipped earlier this evening is never a heartache and never a groan, never a teardrop and never a moan, never a danger, but there on the throne, moment by moment, he thinks of his own." And so while we get to have his presence moment by moment, he's thinking of us as well, especially on the moment on the cross. Shall we sing that third verse together? Never a heartache and never a groan, never a teardrop and never a moan, never a danger, but there on the throne, moment by moment, he thinks of his own. Moment by moment, I'm kept in his love. Moment by moment, I've life from above. great moments